to every one of you out there. Good afternoon, good evening. It all depends on the location you are watching me from this particular time. And if today is the first time you are seeing my face on this page, on this channel, my name is Faith, and here I talk on reality, and to other of my social media, I talk on skincare. And today I bring to you some of those things we need to avoid doing in life that might help us. So the first one I'm going to talk about is never in your life you try to put your blame on other people. Learn to accept your blames. Most people, when they are at fault, instead of them to admit that what they have done is wrong, but they will try to justify their action, they will try to put the blame on someone else's, which is very, very wrong. And the second one I'm going to talk about today is never in your life you say what you have no strong evidence on. Because when you do, it might put you in trouble. When you want to say anything, when you want to stand that, okay, this is how this thing was done, do you have evidence to prove that this thing that you have said is true? Do you have evidence to show that this thing that you have just bring to the table is the fact? Not that you hear it from someone, but you have the evidence to prove, to justify that this thing that you are saying is very correct. If you do not have any evidence or whatsoever you want to say or any action you want to take, please don't involve yourself in it, because it might lead you to problem in life. And the third one I'm going to talk about today is that never in your life you take side of anyone who has misunderstanding between two people. What do I mean by that? Before you start to make a judgment, or before you start to take side on anyone, please learn to hear from the second partner before you can take side. Because by the time you take side wrongly, you might be involving yourself with some danger. You might be introducing yourself to unwanted enemy. So if two people have any argument, if two people have any misunderstanding, try to hear from the two sides. Do not just conclude on one person that has spoken to you. All right. And the fourth one I'm going to talk about is, as a parent, never you shows that you love one more than the other. Because by so doing, as a parent, when you try to portray this action that, oh, this is my favorite child, this is my best child, when you do that as a parent, you are trying to introduce enviness. You are trying to introduce hatred among your children. So as parents, we should learn to love our kids equally, because it's still the same 9 months as a parent that you went through to give birth to the other one. All right. And the fifth one I'm going to talk about is that as a leader, never in your life you see leadership as a position of intimidating others. Yes. Do not see yourself that, okay, you have arrived, and for that reason, you can use this position that you are today to intimidate others. Because when you leave that position, you have generated so many enemies that you can never imagine that you have generated to yourself during the course of your leadership. A leadership is not because you are the best at that time to be chosen to be in that position you are, but because you are being favored, is grace that has spoken for you. It's not because you are the most intelligent, that is why you are being appointed as a leader, but because of grace, that is why you are being appointed as a leader. Because many people, when you really look at the criteria, there are many people that are there that they're supposed to be in the position you are, but because you are being favored, that is why you are in that position. So as a leader, please do not use your leadership role to intimidate others, because it might bring enemy to you when you leave that position. And the last but not the least, the one I'm going to talk about now is, as a parent, is not all time we beat our children. Yes, it's not all the time that we need to be beating our children. I have learned this thing for years now, that when our children offend us, we should learn to call the attention of those children. We should learn to talk to them, because when you keep on beating a child, you are hardening the heart of that child to continue to do that particular thing that the child is doing. That is my own belief, is experience. That is where I am speaking this from. So dear parent, especially African parent, we should learn not to be hitting our children all the time. We should learn to talk to them, because when we learn to talk to them in love, it will make their heart to soften towards us. It will make their heart to soften to those things which they are doing. So we should learn to correct our children in love. All right, so I believe you have learned something from these few points that I've listed out on the things we need to avoid in life to make us to be a better person. Thank you very much for always sticking to this channel. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for your like, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.